Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today is 27th of December. It is Friday. It is Pausha Masa, Narayana Masa, Krishna Paksham, and Dwadasi Tithi. So today, break the fast between 8:06 and 10:43 according to the London time. Whoever is fasting from the all water and everything else, they can break the fast with water. And who are fasting from only the grains, and they can just break the fast with the grain food, grain prasadam. Okay, so apart from that, there are no other events. We shall quickly move into daily Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, so after the Supreme Personality of Godhead, so he spoke to Brahma and the knowledge, complete knowledge, and then the Lord has disappeared from the sight of Brahma, and then Brahma with folded hands, he offered his humble obeisances to the Lord, and then he started to create the universe. Antarhita Indriyadhaya Hare Vihitanjalihi Sarvabhuta Mayo Vishwam Sasajjedam Sapurvat as it was before. So in the Brahmas one day it is one kalpa. It is of 4.3 billion years. That is one daytime, and similarly night time. So totally 8.6 billion years. So after that, so as soon as he started engaging, so he started creating as it was in his previous day. Sasajjedam Sapurvat. So likewise he engaged himself in the duties. So later on, that part is done. So in the next part, Brahma, once upon a time, he is sitting in his meditation for the well-being of all the living entities. So to whomever he has created, when he was sitting in his meditation, engaging himself in all the regulative principles and with controlled senses, then his dearest devotee on the sun is Narada Muni. He approached Brahma with so much of humbleness, and he is ready to render his service to Brahma and also follow the instructions, and his by his humble and meekness. So in such a way, he became so dear to Brahma. So Narada Muni approached to Lord Brahma. So likewise, Sukadeva Goswami speaking to Parikshit Maharaj. We are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, chapter 9, verse number 40 and 41. प्रजापतिः धर्मपतिः एकदा नेमान् यमान् भद्रं प्रजानम् अन्विच्छन् आतिष्ठत् स्वार्धकाम्यया. Prajapatihi Dharmapatihi. So Brahma is the Prajapatihi, the forefather of all living entities. Dharmapatihi, the father of religious life. The father of religious life. So he is the kind of a model. Prajapatihi Dharmapatihi Ekada. Ekada is the once upon a time. Niman Yaman. Niman, all the rules and regulations. Yaman, the principles of control. Rules and regulations and principles of control. And Bhadram, is the welfare of all the living entities. Badram Prachanam Anvichan. So he is desiring the welfare of all the living beings. Anvichan, he is desiring. So sometimes in our day-to-day life, I want myself to be happy, my family to be happy, like that. But here Brahma, being the father of all the living entities, Badram Prajanam Anvichan. So he is desiring welfare of all the living entities, 8.4 million different species of life for the welfare of all the living entities. Artisted Swadhakamyaya, artisted, he is situated in such a Yaman, Neman, this is Neman and Yaman, for that purpose, not for his, uh, and that is a Swadhakamyaya, Swadhakamyaya. So that is the, so as a father looking after his children, all the living entities are his children. No one is exception. So artisted Swadhakamyaya. And then, so during that time, tam nardaha priyatamo. So tam nardaha priyatamo riktadhanam anurataha susroshamanaha silena prashrayena damena cha. So at that time, tam unto him nardaha priyatamo, the great sage Narada priyatamaha. He is very dear to Brahma. Riktadhanam anuvrataha. Riktadhanam is the of the inherited sense. Brahma has got so many Mansaputras, and also his children, they are generated from different bodies, different parts of his body, and also there are Prajapatis and great sages. They're all out of all those things. Narada is very dearer. Riktadhanam anuvrataha, because anuvrataha is mentioned as the very obedient and follow the instructions of the Brahma. And by what? Susrushamanaha silena. And he is always ready to serve. Susrushamanaha silena, by his good behavior. Susrushamanaha silena. Prashrayena damena cha, by his humble and meekness, and damena cha, by sense control. So by with all these good qualities, he became very dear to Brahma. So he approached to Brahma to ask so many questions and all about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Likewise, Parikshit, Sukadeva Goswami speaking to Parikshit Maharaj. Prajapatihi Dharmapatihi Ekada Neman Yaman Badhram Prajanam Anvichan Atistad Swadhakamyaya Tam Naradaha Priyatamo Riktadanam Anuvrataha Susrushamanaha Silena Prashrayena Damena cha. So translation for these verses. Thus, once upon a time, the forefather of living entities, the father of religiousness, Lord Brahma, situated himself in acts of regulative principles, desiring self-interest for the welfare of all living entities. So, Narada, the most dearer of the inherited sons of Brahma, always ready to serve his father, strictly follows the instructions of his father by his mannerly behavior, meekness, and sense control. And purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, so can I request any unallocated devotees to read the purport, please?
I'll read, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
One cannot be situated in an... One second, Prabhu. This slide. Yeah. One cannot be situated in an exalted position without having undertaken a regulative life of rules and regulations. An unrestricted life of sense gratification is animal's life. And Lord Brahma, in order to teach all the concerned within the jurisdiction of his generation, taught the same principles of sense control for executing higher duties. He desired the welfare of all as servants of God, and anyone desiring the welfare of the member of his family and generation must conduct a moral religious life. The highest life of moral principle is to become a devotee of the Lord, because a pure devotee of the Lord has all the good qualities of the Lord. On the other hand, one who is not a devotee of the Lord, however qualified he may be in the mundane sense of the term, cannot be qualified with any good quality worthy of the name. The pure devotee of the Lord, like Brahma and person, persons in the chain of disciple succession, do not do anything to in, um, instruct their subordinates without acting accordingly themselves. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So here, this is Brahma. He is sitting in his meditation for the well-being of all the living entities. So that is, and Prabhupada is describing, he is being in exalted, he is situated in an exalted position without having undertaken a regulative life of rules and regulations. He cannot be a model. So it is an exalted position, Brahma's position. So यद्यदाचरति श्रेष्ठः तत् देवेतरो नरः सयत् pramanam kurute lokah tad anuvartate. So this is a person, is a pramanam. One should be a pramanam model to the entire society. Who is leading, he must be in exalted position by acharati, by following the regulative principles. Yadyadacharati sreshtaha tat devetaro naraha. So when he is a sreshta, then everyone will follow. He is called acharya, acharati. So here Brahma is always for following this Neman, Yaman, regulative principles and also controlling principles. So an unrestricted life of sense gratification is animal life. This is a dharmohina pasbihi samana. That is the only the difference. Dharma is the following the regulative principles and controlling the senses. And Lord Brahma, in order to teach all the concerned within the jurisdiction of his generations, this is a Sayat Pramanam Kurute Lokaha Tadanuvartate. So to teach all concerned within the jurisdiction of his generations, taught the same principles of sense control for executing higher duties. Sense control and executing higher duties. What is the higher duties is the तवै पुंसं परो धर्मो यतो भक्तिर अधोक्षजे अहितुक्य अपिहता ये आत्मा suprasidati. Suprasidati is the always completely peaceful and also situated in the devotional life, that is by rendering service to the Supreme Lord in all times and circumstances. That is the mm, highest principle, executing the higher duties. And he desired the welfare of all as servants of God, all as servants of God, and anyone desiring the welfare of the members of his family. Uh, so this is again as the father of all the living entities. So he is desiring welfare of all the members of his family, and generations must conduct a moral and religious life. If the father is following this devotional life, automatically the children will follow. But generally, if mother is following, because children are more dearer to the mother than the father. So if mother is doing, there are uh, two kinds of mother. She belongs to two different families. So the two different families will be elevated. Number of generations will be elevated. And if father is doing only his side only, elevate his forefathers will be elevated into the higher planetary systems. If he is following in the religious and following all dharma and all those things. But mother should be having a very responsible duty in the home. She is the center point of everything. Otherwise, the home cannot be a home without the mother. She has the very center point. But here, as a father, Brahma, so by the time Brahma is the only person, he came from the navel of the Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, situated in the Nirman Yaman, following this regulative principles of life. The highest life of moral principles is to become a devotee of the Lord, because a pure devotee of the Lord has all good qualities of the Lord, all good. So the Lord has got, he is the Sattva Guna Nidhi. Harehe Sattva Gune Nidhe Dvijaha. So he has got all good qualities, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he is also Brahma, out of Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. And these are the deities for the goodness, passion, and ignorance. So here, the Supreme Vishnu, he is the deity for the goodness, but Krishna is beyond all these qualities. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Our acharyas describe that when allocating some kind of qualities, so 96% of qualities are in the Vishnu and 100% in Krishna. By of course, there is no difference in terms of the uh, potencies, but in terms of the different rasas, Madhurya rasa, Vatshalya rasa, out of those rasas, Krishna has got 100% of those things. But whereas Lord Shiva has got 84 and Brahma has got some 74, something like that. So these are the like our acharyas have calculated. But here the Lord is having all the good qualities. But when the devotee is always rendering service to the Supreme Lord, he also inherits those good qualities into him. एतद्देशनिमेषस्य प्रकृस्तोऽपि तद्गुणैः and yada buddhihi tadashraya. So, and also whoever is the Lord is not affected by the material qualities, by the material environment when when he descended into this material world. In similarly, yada buddhi tadashraya. Whoever is approaching the Lord, they're also having the similar qualities. They are not affected by the material world. एतदेशनमीशस्य प्रकृतोऽपि तद्गुणैः न युज्यते सदा आत्मस्थैः यदा बुद्धिः तदाश्रया. They are always the atmastaihi, situated in in their self. Pure devotee, they are the pure devotees of the Lord, have got all the good qualities. So these good qualities are the abhayam sattva samsiddhir jnana yoga vyavastitihi danam damasya yajnasya swadhyayah tap ajhavam अहिंसा सत्यम अक्रोधः त्यागः शान्तिः अपैशुनं दया भूतेषु अलोलुप्त्वं माध्वं तेर अचापलं तेजः क्षमा धृतिः शौचम् अद्रोह नातिमानिता भवन्ति सम्पदं दैवीम् अभिजातस्य भारत. So Krishna is mentioning 26 good qualities of a devotee, a person. These are uh, Bhavanti Sampadam Dhaivi. Sampadam, these are the assets of a devotee, the 26 divine qualities of a devotee, starting from the Abhayam. Abhayam Sattva Samsuddhir, fearlessness, purification of one's existence, Sattva Samsuddhir, Jnana Yoga Vyavastitihi. Jnana is having in knowledge, situated in the knowledge, transcendental knowledge, yoga of linking up with the Supreme Lord. Vyavastitihi, he situated like that. Danam Damasha Yajnasha, and he is always disposed to in charity, danam, and damasha, he is in the controlling the mind, and yajnasha, he is performing the sacrifices, swadhyaya, always studying the Vedic scriptures, tapa, performing the tapasya, austerities, and arjavam, very simple life, not too much of accumulating so much of this and that, and not like that. He is arjavam, simple life, simple thinking, simple life, high thinking. Ahimsa, he is always uh, non-violent. And Satyam, following the truthfulness, he never speak lies. Akrodaha, he never get any angry, freedom from the anger. Akrodaha. Tyagaha, he sacrifice everything for other people. Shantihi, he is always peaceful. Apaishunam, Apaisanam is aversion to the fault finding. He never find any faults with the devotees. And Daya, he is compassionate to living entities. Daya Bhuteshu, all the living entities. Aloluptvam, he is not greedy. Aloluptvam, freedom from the greediness. And then Madhavam, is the gentleness, and Hrihi, modesty, Achapalam, he is with the determination, Tejaha, Tejaha is the vigor, and Kshama is the forgiveness, Drutihi, and fortitude, and Saucham is cleanliness, Adroho, he is freedom from the envy, he doesn't have any enviousness even towards his enemies. Even though other people are thinking, just like Yudhishthira, he is the Ajhata Satru. Yudhishthira, though he does not have any enemies, but other people think like Duryodhana think that he is his opposite side. But he is Adroha Natimanita. Natimanita is the uh, he does not expect any self-respect from anyone else. Expectation of honor. This is Natimani. Amanina Manadena. And then Bhavanti Sampadam Devim. Abhijatasya Bharata. So these are the divine qualities of a devotee. So these qualities all manifested in the devotees of the Lord. And so Lord is the transcendental good qualities. So on the other hand, one who is not a devotee of the Lord, however qualified he may be in the mundane sense of the term, cannot be qualified with any good quality worthy of the name. So one may be thinking that I am a lawyer, I am a professor, I am a manager, I am a CEO, I am a chairman of this company, I am the millionaire, but I am doing all kinds of charities, I am giving all these things, but I am not a devotee of the Lord. I do so many, plant so many trees on the planet, but I am not a devotee of the Lord. So this is, he does not, he cannot be qualified with any good quality worthy of the name. So this is the Yasyasti Bhakti Bhagvatya Kinchana Sarvaihi Gunaihi Tatra Samasate Suraha. Sarvaihi Gunaihi Tatra Samasate Suraha. All the qualities of the demigods, they are situated in the devotee of the Lord. Samas. This is the Yasyasti Bhakti Bhagvatya Kinchana Sarvaihi Gunaihi Tatra Samasate Suraha. Harava Bhaktasya Kuto Mahadgunaha. And if these qualities are Harava Bhaktasya Kuto Mahadgunaha, how come these qualities exist if he is not a devotee of the Lord? Because they're always, their mind is driving by the materialistic desires. Their mind is driven by materialistic devices. So Dhavati Asat Manoratena Asati Dhavati Bahihi Manoratena Manoratha. So it's a chariot of the mind which is driven by the Asati, is the materialistic things. Dhavato Bahihi, it is driving him out of these divine qualities. How can they will have good qualities? So likewise, Prabhupada is here describing here what is the devotee of the Lord and non-devotee of the Lord. And the pure devotees of the Lord, like Brahma and persons in the chain of disciplic succession, do not do anything to instruct their subordinates without acting accordingly themselves. So this is the Acharya. Brahma is the Acharya of everyone. So Brahma and persons in the chain of disciplic succession. So in our disciplic succession, our Srila Prabhupada, our Acharya, our Gurus, and then Srila Prabhupada, and then they're all following these regulative principles, what are given in the scriptures, given by Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and all our Acharyas, Sanat, six Goswamis, following this in the disciplic succession. They do not do anything to instruct their subordinates without acting accordingly themselves. This is Yajvachariti Sreshtaha. Otherwise, they cannot become. Otherwise, they are hypocritic. You all do this, follow the regulars, but I do not follow. I will conceal myself. I pose myself as doing it, but I don't do inside. This is hypocrisy. Many people follow like that. But here, Brahma is by acting, after acting himself, then only he teaches all his children. Of course, in reality, also practically, if some person is saying something and the people are hearing all the instructions, but unless there is a purity in the speaker, it does not act on the hearer as well in a practical experience. There are thousands of people come and hear, but many people they do not take into themselves to implement it. They will simply hear it and go because there is no purity. Of course, there are both sides. One side is the speaker, it may be he is speaking with the purity, but other side, hearers who are having desires to hear what is the purpose they have come here. So likewise there are both ways, and many if the speaker is in purity, like Srila Prabhupada has the potency to convince even the mlechas into the devotees. So he has got that potency because he has followed all the regulative principles and on the instruction of the guru, because everything is there in the instruction of a guru. This is the example of Lord Ramchandra's life. Whenever he was Ramchandra is there, whenever he goes to his father, he simply stands for the orders from the father, and whatever father says, he carries out. He goes to Vasishtha Muni, Vasishtha, who is the spiritual master of Ramachandra and Lakshmana and Bharata Shatrugna. So simply, whatever the Guru says, he will carry out. He goes to Vishwamitra, whatever Vishwamitra says, he does it, and then things will come perfectly. So whatever Vaishnavas and the Gurus they say, and then if you are carrying out that instructions, the result will be always successful. If you are hesitating, oh, I'm not qualified. Generally, we may be thinking, saying that I'm not qualified. We should not say that. Okay, as your instruction, I will carry out this one. Thank you so much. So that is the only thing we need to do it. So otherwise, we should not say any other. Sometimes we say I'm not qualified, but of course that is a humbleness. But the main thing is, yes, yes, sir, I will do it. Likewise, when our spiritual master says, I'll do it because you have said it will come true. Without hesitation, I will carry out this instruction. Then everything will come perfectly. So this is everything is in the potency of the acharyas, because they follow their words will never go wrong. This is Brahma says to Narad Muni as well. Na bharate minga mrushopalakshite nave kochirme manso mushagatihi name shishikani patin satpate yenme susat konchavata vidoharihi. Na bharate minga mrushopalakshite. My words never go wrong, and all my activities they will never go wrong. So whenever Brahma says their blessing, that's why demigods when they said blessing tatastu, something like that, when we require some benedictions, after that they say tatastu, be so be it. So why so be it and why it come in true? Because they have got that potency. Here the acharyas they have embedded with such kind of potency by following all the rules and regulations. This is Prajapati Dharmapati Niman Yaman Badram Prajanam Anvichan Atista Swadhakameya. So Vyasadeva he has compiled so many literatures. There is no comparison in this world to Vyasadeva. So he is in our Acharyas, in the Guru Parampara. So likewise, Prabhupada is describing here. Our Acharyas should be a model, Pramanam. Okay, so that is the pure devotees of the Lord. And Brahma is situated in the Prajapati Dharmapati Ekada Niman Yaman Badram Prajanam Anvichan Atishta Swadhakamyaya Tam Naradha Priyatamo Riktadanam Anurataha Susrushamanaha Silena Prashrayena Dhamena Cha. And Narada Muni approached Brahma in the mood of Susrushamanaha Silena, and who is very dear to Brahma. So that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. We shall see what Narada Muni is going to ask Brahma. That is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. We shall move to Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. Okay, so today it is letter to Dr. Aryan Vyasa, June 7th, 1970, Los Angeles. Okay, so can I request Saranya Mataji to read this letter, please?
Hare Krishna. Dear Sriman Vyasaji, please accept my greetings and blessings of Lord Krishna. I beg to thank you for your kind letter dated 26th May 1970. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a question asked by Parikshit Maharaj to Sukadeva Goswami on the sinful activities of the human society. As a learned professor, you will understand it very easily why a man is addicted to sinful activities. A person knows in two ways effects, the after effects of sinful activities. Just like a criminal has heard from lawyers that a thief is punished for a criminal activities has seen also that the thief is arrested by the police and put into jail. Generally, our experience is gathered by hearing and seeing personally. The question was why a sinful man commits sinful activities, although he has full knowledge of the after results by knowing it from the authority and by seeing it personally. A thief commits theft repeatedly and is imprisoned repeatedly, and he has full knowledge of it. Then, what is the cause of his putting himself in the miserable condition of prison life? The cause is diagnosed by Vedic acharyas as Pava Bija, or the seed of sinful activities. This Pava Bija remains dormant within our hearts in three stages: dormant, seedling, and fructified. The chain of different stages of Pava Bija is cause of repeated birth and death, transmigration in different species of life. Actually, this is the cause of suffering of the living entities. There are many processes for delivering the living entity from this life of entanglement. Generally, it is summarized in the process of meditation, performance of great sacrifices, and worshipping the Lord in the temple. But in this age of Kali Yuga, nobody can meditate perfectly, neither they have sufficient resources for performing great sacrifices. Neither they have tendency to attend spiritual services in the temple, churches, or mosques, or any such sanctuaries. Therefore, in the Purana, it is stated that none of these three principles of spiritual upliftment is possible to perform in this age of Kali. Therefore, the only possible means of spiritual realization is chanting the holy name of God or Krishna or Rama. Lord Chaitanya propagated this formula of spiritual realization 500 years ago, and by his grace, now it is introduced in the Western world, and practically we are experiencing that it is effective. The Krishna consciousness movement is being popularized here by three principles: by temple worship, by sending Sankirtana party for chanting in the streets, and by distribution of small booklets. Although we have got many voluminous books like Srimad Bhagavatam, teachings of Lord Chaitanya, Nectar of Devotion, Krishna, etc., they are selling less from our different centers. So immediately we cannot think of publishing your Srimad Bhagavatam for two reasons: that we are dealing with general mass of people, and two, we talk with high level scholars only occasionally. Recently we had a correspondence with Dr. J.F. Stahl, professor of philosophy and of South Asian languages, University of California, Berkeley, and the small pamphlet is sent to you as you per separate email in this connection. So, if you send me some of the specimens of important portions of your writing for publication in our magazines back to Godhead, that is possible for the present. Thanking you once more for your kind letter. Your very sincerely, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. It's a long letter it looks. Any takeaway points, Mataji, from here?
Uh, Hare Krishna Prabhu. So, this is I think these persons, Sriman Vyasaji, requested Prabhupada to publish his like his works, Srimad Bhagavatam. So Prabhupada, and he had some questions also. So Prabhupada was clarifying the questions. So why, we know that the consequence of doing a particular thing like a sinful activity, but still why we are repeating that? So Prabhupada is giving that is Acharyas give this as Papa Bija. So it is like we have that tendency. So whatever we do, like that has a direct relationship with our past karmas. That's what we say. Like even if we follow the spiritual things like chanting or reading Srimad Bhagavatam, if we come into contact with the Srimad Bhagavatam, should have some like the credits of punya, or in most of the cases it's like the mercy of the devotees also, like acharyas. But if we have that papa bija, then the repeatedly we have to suffer, because of that we have to suffer. Whatever we do, there has to be a reaction, we have to suffer that. So that is the main reason for we are repeating the same thing, because in the material world also, if that is a habit, like if he know that the consequence of doing, and he has suffered also, but still he is repeating. So that is the tendency. So our subtle body also has that tendency, that we have been in millions and millions of different bodies, we have been doing the same, enjoying the material world. So that subtle tendency will be there. So that is what is causing this suffering again and again. Prabhupada was giving that. And Prabhupada was mentioning, like the movement was going with three important principles, like Sankirtana, deity worship, and distributing small booklets. So because Prabhupada was trying to preach in the West, and the people were there, they were are like from general mass, they didn't even hear the word Krishna for their lifetime. So Prabhupada was trying to preach there. So Prabhupada was mentioning, like that person has the Srimad Bhagavatam. So to distribute that is not possible at the present situation, because with the scholars, we very occasionally speak. We are generally dealing with the normal people. So we are distributing the small pamphlets, small things like small books, so that they could understand something. Then later they can come to the level of reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, etc. So, so yes, Prabhu. So this is what Prabhupada was convincing this person that it is not possible. But Prabhupada was mentioning, like it is possible, not disappointing that person. So Prabhupada was mentioning it is possible to publish the portions of your writings in the Back to Godhead magazine. So as part we can publish. So that's also Prabhupada was saying. Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. That's what. Good. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Nicely read and explained. Any other points, dear devotees, you wanted to add? And Mataji, you wanted to add anything to this letter?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Mataji, Saranya Mataji has explained all the points very beautifully, and yeah, Prabhuji, um, and here Srila Prabhupada has explained about the how to attain the liberation, and he has explained that in Kali Yuga, even though there are other ways like through meditation and worshipping, but in this Kali Yuga, it's not the resources is not enough, or there is no tendency in humans to attend the spiritual attend the temples, and so the only way that he has been focusing on is chanting of Harinama, of Lord Krishna's name. And yes, that is the knowledge that he has given us. And yes, Prabhuji, that's it.
Very beautiful. Thank you so much, Mataji. Nice point highlighted.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Any other points, dear devotees, further to add? Devashish Prabhuji wanted to add anything?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Both the Matajis has explained already, but I mean the gist of this letter for me is we are in Kali Yuga, and is I can find myself is very distracting to even attain the uh, chanting or meditation. So Mahaprabhu has introduced the chanting, so we should keep doing it again and again and again to develop a habit, so that we get clean, like cleanse our heart slowly, and we can get devoted. and uh, we should believe it with heart and soul that only way to get rid of this Kali Yuga or this birth and death circle is Harinam Kirtan and chanting, and this is the yug is for the sound vibration. So sound is very important in this. That's why Mahaprabhu has introduced the Harinam. Uh, um, so we should, on base of that, we should try to get rid of this Bartan circle. Prabhu. Haribol.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Okay, that is self-realized statements. Thank you so much. Any other points? Gaurangi Mataji, you wanted to add anything?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Nothing Prabhuji on my side. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Jahna Kanya Mataji. Okay, so this is from the Prabhupada's letter. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Iva Kevalam. Kalau Nascheva, Nascheva, Nascheva Gatiranyada. There is no other alternative, no other alternative, no other alternative. Only chanting the holy name of God, Krishna Rama. So just on the other day, I was seeing one of the video, one mother and a daughter. So they have gone to come to a beach and they were trying to play and so the daughter, she was trying to write a name of Ramchandra on the beach wherever the waves are coming. Just I have looked at it, and she selected a point that she wanted to write, and then with her point finger, and then she write Ram, and then the waves does not come to that Ram, that wherever the Ram name has written, and then the girl was surprised, and then uh, she has just wiped that wrong name and then later on the waves again coming back. And similarly, later on mother also did the same thing. Her waves are not crossing the name of Ramchandra. It is a very beautiful video. So this is the potency of the potency is in the name of the holy name of the God, Krishna and Rama. So that is there, and it is in the sound vibrations. Chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra is it will purify ourselves. All these bad things does not come into our heart. This is Kale Dosha Nidhe Rajan. Kali Yuga is the Dosha Nidhi. Dosha Nidhi means full of faults. Asti hi eka Asti hi eko Mahan Gunaha. So there is only one great quality in this age of Kali. Kirtana Deva Krishnasya. Just by glorifying Krishna and his names. Kirtana Deva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Param Rajet. He will be elevated onto the uh, transcendental platform, free from all kinds of bad impurities, bad qualities. So that is my takeaway point here. And in terms of distributing the knowledge, so during the beginning of, so this is the 1970 June. By the time it was very few years, 4 or 5 years, so Prabhupada was doing so much of work and distributing, publishing the books and distributing them. Publishing big books, it takes some time. So meanwhile, we cannot wait for the knowledge to be gone into the society. So small books are printed and then uh, distributing all of them. Okay, somewhere according to time, place, and circumstances. Deshikala Vibhagavit. Who knows about the time, place, and circumstances? Okay, so and also now we have got all resources now. We have got all kinds of books to distribute, enough voluminous books. And we need to take that advantage. So if you are wasting a single moment of our life without reading or without chanting, then the time does not come back again. We may be thinking that, okay, I have got tomorrow also to progress, but we do not know tomorrow. Whatever today, to this moment, it will be also tomorrow, and the same thing tomorrow. So we should not waste a single moment. Okay, so that is my takeaway from this letter. And from the announcements side, so tomorrow morning, Saturday morning, we continue with our Vaikuntha description, and Saturday evening Bhagavad Gita session. Here at 7 p.m. tomorrow evening. Okay, that's all from announcement side from me. And the devotees, if you have got any other updates or you wanted to share or you wanted to ask anything, kindly ask or kindly share. Hare Krishna. Okay, if there are no further updates, then we shall conclude and continue with further japa. वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंतकोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. Have a Krishna conscious day, everyone.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत